Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast That Wouldn't Die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
When I was a kid, there was this strange old woman. People started saying she was a witch. If you knocked on her door, she would come and get you.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast That Wouldn't Die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
How do?
This week, we're discussing the horror classic, Don't Knock Twice. I'm saying it very slowly to make sure I get it correct.
Make sure you don't say "don't look twice" over and over and over.
It's not Blink Twice. It's not Don't Look Now. It's not Knock at the Cabin. It could be anything, frankly. And it's a movie I'd never...
Or it could be nothing.
It could be something, could be nothing. It's a movie I'd never heard of. It stars Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica, the new Battlestar Galactica from 20 years ago, not the old one from 50 years ago.
Right.
And Lucy Boynton, who I guess she does a lot of, was it Blumhouse or A24 kind of horror movies? Like she was in the Black Coat's Daughter, among other things. So
right.
It's an all-star cast is what I'm trying to say. Good stuff. Each week on the podcast, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's up with you?
Dude, I have been waking up at like 3 a.m. because I just came back from Europe after 9 days. So today I slept all the way till 4:30. So hopefully tomorrow it's 5.
4:30.
4:30 in the morning.
Okay.
I was up having coffee this morning on a fine Sunday. By 5:15, I was making chorizo and eggs. And then literally my friends picked me up to go to an estate sale, and then they wanted to go get breakfast. So I had breakfast at 10, so that was really breakfast too. I guess that was lunch.
Sweet Jesus. Sweet
Dude.
Jesus.
It hasn't quite adjusted, but in 50 days I go right back to Europe, so why bother?
Are you back to normal? Because when we recorded a few days ago, it was like communicating with a zombie from beyond the grave.
I'll say I was better. I am better now than I was then. I was good. Literally, it's like if I had been drinking all night and slept for an hour, and then had to be like literally by the time I talked to you when we recorded, I had been up for 15 hours so far.
That's
already sleep deprived. Yeah,
that's a lot.
Because I woke up at 3:30 and couldn't go back to sleep. Yeah, then we were recording at 7:00 that night.
Fair. I remember one year, it was New Year's Eve, and I stayed up all night just on accident. It was one of those things where it was late, and we're like, we're going to get up early to go skiing. And I'm like, should we try to sleep or just stay up? We tried to sleep for a couple hours, got up, drove up to the mountains, which was unsafe. Yeah. And I literally fell asleep.
You don't need sleep for skiing.
No, you don't. I fell asleep in a snowbank at the bottom of a hill, and somebody had to wake me and say, "Sir, this is unsafe for you to be laying here because there are skiers coming down Black Diamonds, and you're in the strike zone." So
I mean, one minute you were having a conversation, and the next month the ski patrol was pulling you out of a drift.
100%, 100%. Unsafe to say the least. But we survived. Survived to live another day. It's a sad situation. Sweet Jesus. No, today's the last day of my spring break, and I go right back to the salt mines tomorrow. So, not looking forward.
I understand. Maybe you should have done what I did. See, we have a week and a day because we have our break before Easter. So then they give us a week and a day so we can have Monday off. And then I just took 3 more days.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And you were, psychologically, you took an additional day. Even though you were there, it was only in spirit, is my understanding.
You don't even know. I had to run meetings. The first period, the kids were like, "Miss, what's wrong with you?" I was like,
wah, wah.
I'm like, I'm tasting the rainbow. I'm seeing music. I'm hearing colors.
That'll do it every time. Why don't you give us your 30-second synopsis of Don't Knock Twice?
It's interesting. It's like it's 3 different horror movies stacked together.
True.
They just kept adding. It's like 20 minutes of different movies stacked together. So, angry orphans who live across the street from, I don't know, a house from like Pan's Labyrinth or something, where a crazy lady, and then there's an overly friendly cop. Anyway, you knock twice and like a demon comes after you. It's like a Bloody Mary. So they tried to throw some twists and turns at us. There's an investigation, some supernatural boogity things. I think really what it comes down to, it's a fear of immigrants and don't trust people from Eastern Europe.
That's correct.
Am I right or am I right?
I think there's no doubt that that's what it's truly about. If you dig deep,
if you think about it, it's an anti-immigrant film. I mean, the UK is bellyaching about Eastern Europeans coming in, taking jobs, is like a Brexit thing.
It's 100%. That's what it's about. What frosty beverage are you drinking right now, by the way?
I am drinking grapefruit Spindrift out of my Star Trek 3 glass. With the picture of Lord Crutch on the cover.
Oh, yes!
Search for Spock, brother. Search for Spock.
Somebody shared a meme with me, which made me laugh, even though it's vaguely blasphemic. Where it was like compared Spock to Jesus, because he also died for our sins, evidently, in the Wrath of God.
I think was I the one that shared that with you?
It's entirely
I think
possible.
that went around on Easter. I will tell you, I was on my cruise in Easter, and I was with a lot of people from the South, and the big emphasis with the churches, all our tour guys must have said this 100 times. No one goes to church here anymore. So the church is to stay in business. Well, open up at night for concerts or for coffee or for art exhibitions and stuff like that.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. And so, of course, there's people who, believe it or not, wanted to go to church on Easter. It was difficult for them to find some place to go. I mean, for sure, some of them are Baptists, so I don't know where the hell they're going to church then. So,
yeah, fair.
Unless you're the Big C, I don't know.
Yeah, but are Catholics really Christian? I mean, that's a question we have all struggled with. I think we can all agree on that.
If you define Christianity as the followers of Christ, then you can tell your evangelical friends that stop their racist ways and that. We are, in fact, the Christians.
Fair.
Now, the LDS, not Christians.
Says you? Or says...
No, that's facts. That's facts.
Fair, okay.
Facts. They will not argue with you.
I'm going to mosey on out of this interesting conversation.
I just want to share with you that my protection from the evil eye bracelet literally just broke while we were talking about that.
See?
So I guess I used that up.
That was it. That
was it.
What inspired you? Because sometimes I choose the movie, sometimes you choose the movie. What inspired you to choose Don't Knock Twice?
People are fascinated that we do a podcast.
As they should be.
People were fascinated on the cruise. I gotta bring up all my treasures. And I was on a photo walk up in San Francisco for the Polaroid convention. What is it? Not East Bay. Polacon Bay Area.
Okay.
And we're walking around, you bump up to people, you talk about whatever camera you're using, and then you chit chat. So this gentleman and his wife like horror movies. So we were talking about what's good and everything. And he said that this was really good. This was his recommendation. That he texted his wife, "What's that? That was real good." And so I threw it in the mix.
Throw it in the mix.
Gotta be better. Gotta be better than Ghost Story. Peter Straub.
Still on the list with who's in
that? No, take it off. Don't make me watch that goddamn.
Is it Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire? Who's in Ghost Story? I don't even remember. I have to
Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire.
It is. It's a bunch of old curmudgeons who were popular at that time. I mean, honestly, I think that movie came out when I was a freshman in high school.
Wait a minute.
Co-written with Stephen King.
Fred Astaire was not popular at that time.
But I mean, as far as old people. I mean, Gene Kelly had just been in Xanadu.
Xanadu, absolutely.
Your neon lights will shine up for you. I mean, it's just about a bunch of old guys that are haunted by the fact they basically killed some bitch.
Fair.
Like
I'd be haunted by that.
They thought she was dead. The car rolls in. Her head pops up. They look at each other and walk off, basically.
Okay. I'm pushing for Ghost Story.
Now we don't need to record it. It's over.
That's it. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Sweet Jesus. No, whenever somebody asks about my podcast, it comes up, our podcast, I always make it sound much more impressive than it is. Like we are basically, celebrities. People see us and recognize us when we go to the mall, for example.
Dude.
That's not what happens. So there you go.
Not at all. Very famous with your junior high students and ourselves.
That's basically it. So I'm right in assuming you'd never seen this movie before.
I had never heard of it, never seen it. I went on recommendations.
Yeah, nor I. And frankly, I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh, because we try to pick things where you can find it easily. And to watch this movie, I had to do a 7-day free trial of the Independent Film Channel, and I have to remember to cancel that shit.
I just went on and canceled it right now.
I gotta remember.
This weekend, I had to do 3 7-day free trials because I wanted to watch this documentary, a new documentary on NXIVM.
Oh,
and then our 2 movies. I had to do 7-day free trials for all of them.
Sweet.
And I just sat in bed and had to figure out where the subscriptions are so I can dump that shit.
So, like I said, it stars Katie Sackhoff, who is famously, to some people, she was in the new Battlestar Galactica. It had a revival that lasted for like 5 years. Or something.
Yes, I just looked it up. She's not the chick from NXIVM. It's one of her co-stars.
No. The girl, it's the girl from Smallville. Her name is...
No. It's the girl from Smallville, but it's also a chick from Battlestar Galactica.
Maybe so.
It's just not her.
Just not her. Fair enough.
No. And in fact, that I found was an interview. It's Nikki Klein was in Battlestar Galactica. She's the one in the cult.
I did not watch, frankly, I didn't watch either version of Battlestar Galactica. One, because honestly, I was 3. when that one was big.
I was gonna say you might have been too young.
A little young.
Although with Lauren Green, brother.
Lauren Green, Richard Hatch, Dirk Benedict. Yep. I mean, it was honestly for people my age, which is to say, early 50s. Good Lord. It was basically more famous because it was on Universal Studios tour, essentially.
Oh yeah, the Cylons.
The Cylons.
I got a shirt that said "I love Cylons."
And on the pilot episode of the A-Team, George Peppard playing Hannibal goes undercover at the Universal Studios. So there's a lot of like Cylons and shit running around. Yeah. Much like how the Waterworld Stunt Spectacular is still at Universal Studios 30 years later. So there you
Captain
go.
EO still over at Disneyland?
If only. If only. But the new Battlestar Galactica, I'm going to call it the new one, even though it's over 20 years ago. It was big because Katie Sackhoff played Starbuck in a kind of a gender flipped role. It was the role Dirk Benedict played, speaking of A-Team. Back in
when
the 70s.
Starbucks came out, I'm like, why did they name a coffee house after a character in Battlestar Galactica?
We are illiterate. We never read Moby Dick.
Nope.
It's a sad, sad situation.
There's a lot of books. I can't read them all.
Fair. And Edward James Olmos played the Lorne Green role in the new version. Adam. What's his name? Adama? Commander Adama. I don't remember what the character's name is.
That
I don't
sounds
remember
right.
Something
it's
like
been
that.
a long time. It's not something that's in rotation right now.
Not at all. And the sad thing is the original Battlestar Galactica was on like maybe 2 seasons, 2.5.
What?
Yeah.
That can't be right.
Not
I
on.
feel like it was. I love that. I was obsessed with that show. I loved it.
I think it was canceled partly because it was just very expensive to put on a weekly show that was trying to grapple with Star Wars.
I mean, they found Earth. They're essentially the lost tribe of Israel is what they are.
Right.
And they're searching for their planet. And at the end, I believe they found it.
Right. And I was going to sit here.
Something called Earth.
I was going to sit here and talk about Twiggy, but that's actually Buck Rogers. Beady.
Oh God.
That's a different shit altogether. Also on for like a season and a half, by the way. These things that made such a huge impact in our childhood. Anywho, that's neither here nor there.
Erin Gray was in that.
Love Erin Gray. Erin Gray. We're going the deep back machine. She was in
Gil Gerard.
But Erin Gray was in Buck Rogers, and then it was in Silver Spoons with Ricky Schroeder and the gang. Do you remember Silver Spoons?
I do remember Ricky Schroeder, and I remember that show, but
Jason Bateman was his friend Reggie, the kind of mischievous friend for a couple seasons, before replaced by Alfonso Ribeiro, who went on to find greater success on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he's now the host of America's Dancing People, whatever that show is called.
God bless.
God bless.
He's not on TMZ, and he's still working, so success.
100%. That's a success story. Aaron, let's jump into the highlights of Don't Knock Twice.
Oh, this is perfect.
Please.
Oh, actually, you know what? God damn it. I should have brought this up when it was Life. I got confused which of these because I watched both our movies at the same time. Yep. Damn it. I'm just going to insert this as nothing to do with this movie.
Please.
In the film Life, they took a picture with like this weird looking Polaroid. Do you remember that one? That's when they were floating at the table because for some reason we have to sit at a table even though there's no gravity.
Correct.
Anyway, they took a picture with a weird Polaroid. Well, I have that. That is the Impossible One for Impossible bought the rights to Polaroid. So I wanted to throw that in there.
Oh, well, that's
But helpful. I was delusional at the time.
Still delusional.
Back to this film.
Please.
Honest to God, the best part is when the mother is trying to get her daughter back, and the mother looks like she's a heroin addict. And the daughter just says, "F off."
Yes, never come back here again.
Never come back here again. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more.
Right. Well, what was it? It's basically she was, Katie Sackhoff was a drug addict artist. And I guess at the time, an unsuccessful single parent sculptress who was doing a lot of drugs, kind of just drugs. They don't get into a lot of detail. We don't know if it's meth or heroin or what's going on.
No, it's for sure heroin because she looks like she's like off the Rick Owens runway. It looks like you got the wet hair and she looks messy.
She looks well. She's kind of scratching her cuticles while she's waiting to meet the daughters. Yeah, and her daughter is. This is in England. So I guess the daughter's kind of in a group home of some sort. I'm not sure how it works.
That was a nice group home, I have to say. This looks like a straight up fucking orphanage, I think. I don't know.
Well, and then make no mistake, this is not Oliver Twist or some shit, right? She was like,
nice.
When the wealthy mom and her husband show up, the fact that she's like, F off, I'd rather stay here at the orphanage, tells you things must be doing all right at the orphanage.
Must not be too bad. Must not be too bad. Yeah, it's very interesting. So she sobers up, becomes famous, and falls back assward into a pile of money with a wealthy husband.
Well, they say, because the daughter kind of makes a shitty comment, oh, you like spending his money. He's a wealthy banker of some sort. I always love that when somebody's just called a banker. You know what I mean? Like it's freaking Mary Poppins or something. And she's like, well, actually, I also paid for this gigantic country manor because people buy my sculptures.
You were calling her a I was like, okay.
That's what I would say.
Lee Manor.
It means something different in England, is my understanding.
That's right.
But yes, so she's like, I'm also super rich because people buy my haunting sculptures from time to time.
Oh yeah, her sculptures look like that Doctor Who episode with the angels that
Weeping Angels, 100%.
That was her job. She worked for Doctor Who.
Well, and that's the thing, and I was kind of confused by this. Earlier in the movie, she is sculpting. There's this woman and her baby, and I was like, "Are they just models? Like, I need a model to sculpt." Or is this like I'm posing for something and you're going to give me the sculpture when I'm done? Like this is a commission. Is that a thing where people commission somebody to make a sculpture of you?
I mean, I suppose it's a commission, but I never thought this was a commission. I thought they were just modeling.
Just models is what it seems like, right? But that's the thing. So it's like the husband's like, honey, I've got to go out of town doing some banking shit.
But let me interject.
Please.
There's no way. I mean, I can't imagine that people pose for sculpture. I feel like a picture would be taken. People pose for a drawing. People pose for a painting. But sculpture takes fucking forever. Do you think Michelangelo, while he's like hitting a rock with a stick, for like half a year, has some dude just standing there with his arm like bent holding a discus or something?
The thinker was a dude just sitting there.
Was a dude thinking
for years.
Naked. I do some naked thinking.
With his dingle dangle hanging out. Well, here's the thing. She was not like chiseling out of marble. She was using clay. She was sculpting with clay, which would be quicker theoretically than she's out there with a hammer and a chisel. So,
honest to God, I think you would just take pictures from each angle.
Yes, you could do that now. This is not Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo.
No, exactly. So it's just to move the story along. I guess they could have made her a fucking painter.
Yeah.
But then nobody gets scared. I mean, it could be like some Dorian Gray. I mean, having giant church-light specters hanging over you and moving is obviously much scarier than like the portrait of Dorian Gray. But
yeah, fair.
I don't know.
Fair.
They don't ask us for logic or continuity or any of these things.
So what we learn over the course of this movie is that at some time in the past, one of the other orphans at the orphanage went missing.
Right.
And I do not remember any of the characters' names. So Lucy Boynton and I guess her boyfriend basically thought that the old immigrant woman who lived in the shantytown house, like the duplex.
It looked like, what was that? The Crimson Peak house. I mean, it looked like a Roald Dahl house. Everything else is real. And then you have the weird house by the bridge where everything is dead around it. Up at that was very bizarre.
But I mean, again, a few years ago, this kid went missing. Or other orphans accused the woman, the police investigated, and then the woman eventually hung herself or slit her own throat. That's what it was. Slit her own throat. And people don't know why. And now in the couple of years since this occurred, now a whole lore has sprung up about how you knock on the door twice and then the demon who lives in the basement will come in and get at you.
It's really kind of a Bloody Mary kind of situation, almost. But
don't you think it takes like decades for some kind of lore to occur? Not just like a year ago, this woman committed suicide. Now it's Bloody Mary time. It's Candyman. I'm not sure how it works.
It's like Candyman, because Candyman, if I recall, only started... There was the lore, but kids didn't really start disappearing until there was that complex, the Cabrini Greens.
Correct.
But he was killed, decades and decades before that.
100%. So basically the boyfriend takes the knocker and knocks twice as kind of a show of courage, even though, again, as far as they're concerned, somebody they actually knew was murdered in this situation. This isn't just a rumor or third-hand information. This is somebody they actually knew who died, and yet they're treating it so, like, whimsically, if you will. Oh, let's knock on the door.
They didn't really believe it.
I mean, the kid Michael disappeared. Go ahead.
So this has the touch where it's like a kind of a Candyman Bloody Mary.
Yep.
Then it slides into almost like a Ring situation.
Yep.
Now you've done this thing. Now there's a curse, and like everybody gets killed almost immediately, except for the hero, who somehow manages to just stretch it out forever.
100%. 100%. The boyfriend gets the knocker twice. He's dead 4 hours later.
He barely gets home and tries to log into his computer, and he's gone.
He's dead. And frankly, I have to say, I was already bored at this point. I already had my phone out and was kind of just surfing the internet when he got killed. So we're talking 15 minutes in, I'm already kind of checking out. Now, I will say I watched it in broad daylight. So maybe that's an issue. Maybe if I was watching in the dark of night, it would have affected me more.
But I think not.
I
think not. What about the tooth in the soap? Was that made it better or made it worse?
In the soup. In the soup.
Oh, soup. Yeah. That's right.
That would be gross. You're like cleaning yourself with some soap and an old tooth appears. Yes.
What's that?
Yes. She tells her birth mom to F off. And then after her boyfriend disappears, she's afraid. So she goes and now she's going to stay with the mom. And
how does she know what mom's address is, by the way?
Unclear what the situation is.
Yeah, mom's mansion, her country estate.
100%. Like, it's huge.
I wrote down, I'm going to fucking live there. Even
100%.
with the old, I love the Wicked Witch was able to get all the way out to the country.
Well, and that's the other thing about this. It's almost like the mom starts seeing and hearing things.
Right.
Not the girl who's being chased by the monster. I mean, the girl, she sees some shit too. But like literally that first night, The daughter's staying with them. The husband's like, honey, I gotta do some banking shit. I'll be back. Never.
You promised you'd never travel again. And then they literally never mention each other for the rest of the movie.
Right. 100%. You couldn't tell if they had a good relationship or a bad relationship. Who knows? So the daughter's sleeping over because they've made her a special room. You know, they thought, and how old is the daughter supposed to be? She could have been 25 at this stage of the game. I don't know what the story is. But that night, she gets into bed and is like, you know, it turns out to be a dream, but it's a dream about the old witch woman, right?
Right.
Slicing her. So it's not some unrelated shit.
Right.
Right. So it's unclear what the story is. But the daughter starts.
She knew it was after her.
Yes. That's the daughter was there because she believed that this is some real shit. And she did the internet research and printed up all this stuff about the Baba Yaga, which we know from John Wick.
There we go.
Which kind of ruins
John Wick coming in, kicking at the door, handling this bitch.
100%. I don't think you can do the Baba Yaga after John Wick. You got to come up with some other Eastern European shit. The Baba Duke, maybe, at that point. Am I right?
Dude, this was like a cross between Baba Yaga, the Baba Duke. Yeah.
Well, and it kind of looked like
Yaga Duke. Yaga Duke.
It kind of looked like the creature from Smile, too, where it's like the long, limpsy, you know, darkened figure kind of crawling towards you. Interesting thing that occurred earlier in the movie is because the mom and the daughter were having issues, the model with the baby gives her a special amulet and is like, oh, well, this will help you, you know, she'll see your love and blah, 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 blah.
What I thought was the most interesting thing is when they have the printouts, no one recognizes that the fucking necklace she's wearing is literally shown and blown up this big, and everybody just flips right by it.
Okay. As did I. I didn't make that connection.
What the hell? When everybody introduces an amulet, I'm already sus.
Fair enough. Well, then that was the thing. They literally go to that woman and they're like, hey, you seem to know some shit about this. Because she sees the daughter and is like, oh, shit, you can't help her.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm out of here. Get away from my baby. They hand her the handouts about the Baba Yaga. And she said, oh, this ain't some Baba Yaga shit. Now, don't believe everything you see on the internet. And I'm literally like going, what the hell? Then why do we devote all this time to the Baba Yaga if now you're telling me that's just some bullshit? Don't worry about that.
He's an unreliable narrator. It's called lying.
That's what we learned later in the movie. Because
it's the opposite of everything it says on the internet.
And that's the thing about this, is it's like, it kind of threw me so much that I was kind of not really paying attention for long stretches. I was just like, okay, boring. Now, in retrospect, I kind of like the twists. Now that I know all the shit, now I'm like, ooh, I found that kind of effective. Because later in the movie, you meet the kindly detective who's been volunteering at the orphanage, coaching the soccer teams or whatever the hell. And he was like, you know, I went after her. I didn't find the evidence. The old woman that she did. We didn't find the body, blah, 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 blah. But you're looking for a twist. Or at least I was. Watching this, I'm looking for the twist. So when they introduced the kindly detective, I'm immediately like, well, obviously he's the one who did some devil shit. He's the one, you know, with the Baba Yaga doing the Baba Yaga stuff. It wasn't the old woman.
The old lady to kill herself to cover up his crimes.
100%. And I was literally, and I think I told you this, I was literally mocking this movie going like, you can't have a twist when there's only 3 characters. Obviously, it's going to be this fucking guy, blah, 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 blah. And of course, later, they go, the daughter falls in a hole and is captured by the Baba Yaga. Katie Sackhoff does some Starbucks shit, kicks in the door, rescues the daughter from the cage, and like basically tricks the police officer to follow them in the old abandoned house. And she does it by writing a message of blood in her jail cell because the daughter went missing. The cops are accusing her, and I'm like, how much?
God, she squeezed out at least a pint of blood from her hand and
her foot. She stepped on an old nail, and she was rooting around in there. She would have exsanguinated. She would have bled to death with the amount of blood she's writing like a paragraph message in her foot blood.
Dear officer.
Yeah, it was a lot of that shit. The officer follows the message, goes to the old haunted house, finds them, they escape, and the officer's dragged away. No, by the monster. And you're like, yeah, cool. Oh, problem solved. We're all good. No more devil shit. My daughter's no longer marked by the beast, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead.
Dude, I want to stop for a second here.
Please.
I know I'm going to destroy your stream of consciousness, but you brought up the Babadook. I mean, literally, this is the Babadook. We find the daughter locked inside the basement in a cave.
Yep.
Total Babadook ripoff. So it's literally just, let's take a slice of all these different movies and slam them all together.
100%. 100%. Where it also stops making sense is because they get back to the mansion, the mother and the daughter. And the daughter is like, the mother's like, thank goodness.
Before or after they burned all the doors?
We didn't even talk about that. Go ahead and tell us about the door burning, which I'm sitting there shaking my head going, what does this all mean? Why are they burning the doors? Go ahead, Aaron. Any ideas?
I have to assume that because the mom got locked out of the house, if we have no doors, I can't get locked out.
I think it's
what other reason could there be?
The daughter was inside and the evil monster was chasing her. The mom got locked out. She takes a hand axe and chops her way in, goes up to the bedroom, and she's having a hard time opening the door. So you're right. They decide, let's get rid of all the doors, which I guess that means the monster can just walk right in the front door.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't we just get in our car and go somewhere else? How about that? Clearly, doors are not the issue for the monster.
Yes.
It's just that the monster could lock you out.
100%.
Why don't you just sit in the front yard on a picnic blanket and just wait for Baba Yaga to come?
Well, and not to mention every crackhead in South London can now just walk in your door, unrelated to the Baba Yaga. How about that?
She's in like stately Wayne Manor. There's no crackheads.
That's where all the oxycodone people live. Okay, all the oxy people are out there. That's how they do it in the country. So the evil police detective is dragged away by the monster. Everything's cool, or so they think. And the mother's like, oh, we solved the mystery. We defeated the witch because, it was really the evil detective who murdered Michael. At which point the daughter says,
we just need to clear her name.
Yes.
I'm like, but how does she get her name cleared if nobody else in the world knows that the policeman did it?
Fair.
How is that clearing her name?
Well, and again, the daughter goes, no, Mom, the detective was always nice. He always took care of us and blah, blah, blah. Moment she said that, I thought to myself, then why didn't you help him when he was being dragged away by the demon?
They dragged you to hell.
Why are you keeping that shit to yourself as the poor, kindly detective is dragged away?
Good one.
Because the thing about it is, they kind of make a point that the demon, the Baba Yaga, has like kind of an earthly human helper. And the human helper is kind of trapped. And the only way they can get out from under the spell of the Baba Yaga is, one, they can just kill themselves to get out from under it. Or,
but that's not a popular solution.
People don't like that one for some reason. The other way is to trick somebody else to become the servant of the Baba Yaga by committing
Renfield, one might say,
100% by committing a horrific act on accident. And the reveal is by tricking the detective to get killed by the monster even though it turned out he was innocent. Now the mom has committed an evil act. And that amulet, the Eastern European model gave her, like burned the mark of the beast onto her. So now she is the servant of the Baba Yaga. Credits roll. The end.
Boom.
Good ending.
So what we've learned
yes.
is that Eastern Europeans are basically witches.
Correct.
And do not trust them. Any immigrant.
I don't trust them. Don't trust them under any circumstances.
I have a couple of flaws. At one point, they were going to leave the country. They were going to leave the country. Yep. But how would her daughter have a passport?
Unclear.
She's been in foster care since she was an infant.
Fair. Unclear. Anything else? Are you struggling reading your notes, or what's happening now?
I'm reading my notes. You can feel free to say something while I'm reading my notes.
I'd rather not.
How about the husband and the cop look identical?
Yes.
They could have just hired one guy. One had a mustache and one did not.
They should have just pulled an Adrian Brody type situation. Same actor.
Oh, Jesus, not that.
Put crazy makeup on the other guy, make him do an offensive accent, and you're good to go. That's what I always say.
And why were they bathing in the sink instead of just taking a shower? After all the shit that was going down.
She wasn't. Earlier in the movie, she stepped on a board with nails in it, and she was kind of washing her gloppy foot.
The police station bandaged her all up.
But then she dug in with her nails to leave a bloody glop mess.
They all deserve Baba Yaga. I'm going to go knock on the door and give them their address.
At least tetanus at that stage of the game. Sweet Jesus. Shall we go behind the scenes?
Let's go.
Jess, that's the mom, in her dream sees a lady that cuts her throat and says, I'm going to butcher this, prezazum, which is a Polish word meaning I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to say orgasm. Prezazum. That's like an orgasm present.
It's a present, as mine always is. Everyone who knocks on a door in this movie knocks twice. Even if it's unrelated.
No one ever goes up to a door and just goes, knock. Just
one.
And then you just stand there and wait.
I do shave and a haircut. That's the one. The majority, if not all, the production was shot in Wales. How about that?
Yes, it's a Welsh company. I was excited. Our people are also Welsh.
We love the Welsh. Not since Saint Maud have we focused on a Welsh actor or actress.
Now that was a good movie.
Don't Knock Twice, the basis for a video game, Don't Knock Twice, which was released in 2017 for Microsoft, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. How about that?
Nice. It's the new Silent Hill.
100%. It is. 100%. When Jess is searching through the Baba Yaga's world looking for Chloe, she is being guided by Chloe's friend Danny, who was killed earlier in the movie. How about that?
Well, why didn't Danny tell him what the shit was? How about that?
That's a good question. When Jess destroys the door with an axe, it seems to be a nod to The Shining, since the perspective and the usual camera movement are exactly the same. I appreciate those.
Yeah.
It seems to be a reference. Well,
it just seems to be.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Brando feels that's true, so it must be true.
If I had to guess. Let's look at the cast and crew. Directed by, and I'm going to mess this up, Caradog W. James was the director. You know him?
His last name is James, but his first name is Caradog. Because it's Welsh.
Because it's Welsh.
I thought you were throwing some Slumdog Millionaire names at me.
Well, it's entirely possible that it's not pronounced that way in Welsh. So forgive me, all our Welsh listeners.
I mean, it's the same with us reading Irish names. So
100%. He's known for directing The Machine in 2013. He directed Little White Lies in 2006. He produced The Call Up in 2016. I don't know any of these. And of course, Don't Knock Twice in 2016.
All right.
So he's done some stuff, evidently, that I haven't.
He's got some of that video game money. I hope he got a piece of that action.
Fair enough. Katie Sackhoff played Jess. You know her for such things as 72 episodes of Battlestar Galactica, playing Captain Kara Starbuck Thrace from 2004 to 2009.
Okay.
She was in Riddick in 2013, playing Doll.
I did see Riddick.
She was in Oculus in 2013, which I've heard of but never seen.
I don't think I saw that.
And she played Jen in Halloween Resurrection 2002. How about that?
I saw it.
Not a good one. That was the one with Busta Rhymes in it.
Well, maybe I didn't see that. Never mind.
I don't think you did.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes. Lucy Boynton played Chloe. You know her from such things as Sing Street in 2016.
No, I do not.
She played Mary Austin in Bohemian Rhapsody in 2018.
Did see that.
She played Countess Elena Andrenyi in Murder on the Orient Express in 2017. That was the
I tell you, I thought that was it was awful.
Not great. Not great.
No. You know what was great? I watched Bullet Train again last night because we were talking about it. I'm like, hell yeah. Oh, I love that movie.
Bad Bunny was in that as well. How about that?
It's like, oh my God, that's Bad Bunny.
100%.
At the time when it first came out, I had no idea. I mean, I'd heard the name, but I had no idea. But now I was like, oh, wow.
He's good.
See,
it was a fun movie.
We're so knowing. We're relevant with the kids.
100%. She also played young Beatrix in Miss Potter. How about that?
Oh, I didn't see that. I think I wanted to see that.
I think that's with Renee Zellweger. I wanted to also talk about Javier Botet played Ginger Special.
See, I made a point of not saying anything earlier because I know you go ahead and say who he is.
He played Hobo in It. He played the Crooked Man in The Conjuring 2. And he played Nina Medeiros in Wreck. He's always the long-limbed, scary creature is what he usually does. That's how he rolls.
I mean, they couldn't have done all that with CGI.
Can't do it.
Right on. I was like, ooh! I know exactly who he played in Wreck when they said that. 100%. There can be no one else.
Let's look at the rating, shall we?
Let's.
Don't Knock Twice currently has 28% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
I gotta say, that's pretty rotten.
That's pretty rotten. Do you know what the audience gave it?
It's 38.
21. Even worse.
Ooh, even worse.
That's rough. I'm looking at the top critics and I don't really recognize any of them, so I'm just gonna pick a couple at random. How about that?
All right, let's do that.
David Parkinson from Empire Magazine says, although replete with creepy shocks, this lacks the narrative finesse to match the committed performances and slick visuals. 2 out of 5.
Oh my God. That sounded like it was the greatest review ever. The committed performances. I'm going to give it a slap. All right.
Slap. Simon Abrams from RogerEbert.com says, The makers of Don't Knock Twice never successfully flesh out their characters as people, leaving viewers to roll their eyes whenever characters open the wrong door. 1.5 out of 4.
Ooh.
Fair. Fair. Let's talk to our in-house movie critic, AI Rex Reed. Let's do this. Don't Knock Twice is a bargain bin boogie woman tale where every jump scale arrives fashionably late, the logic is missing in action, and the only truly haunting presence is how confidently it mistakes noise for horror. AI Rex Reed. Boom.
Wow, AI Rex Reed.
He's not pulling any punches.
Yeah.
What is your rating, Aaron, for Don't Knock Twice?
It really, the problem with this film, it's like not any kind of an original idea. It's all just a series of ideas from better films slapped together. And for sure, this is not the first movie we've reviewed where that's exactly what they did. Fair. It's just another one of those. I mean, at times it was kind of atmospheric. I think the best parts is when you kind of see the shadow of the Baba Yaga. That's where it's at its most effective, which unfortunately wasn't there long enough. I like to see statues moving. That's always a fun thing. But for the most part, I felt like it was 3 hours long. And you're right. I wanted to reach for my sweet, sweet phone instead of concentrating on 100%. This thing. I'm just going to give it like 2.5 new ideas is what it needed out of 5.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 2.25. I like I said, I like the twist ending. I thought that was cool, but I was literally over it 15 minutes in.
By then you didn't care anymore.
100%. I was bored. Never scared.
And nobody has a connection. The mother-daughter, they're trying to save each other. They have no connection with each other.
Right.
It's like 100%. The original attitude at the beginning where it's like, fuck off. I still hate you, Mom, but somehow we got to get through this. Yeah, I hate you too, daughter. Yeah.
It was.
And the husband just disappears until he returns and is just properly stuffed in a sack.
Yes.
Why did he even need to exist in this film?
Well, he didn't really need to exist, but his death served no purpose. He didn't need to be killed either.
He didn't need to exist. Right. His presence had no... She could have just been a famous sculptor. You know what I mean? Because he contributed nothing, and then he was gone on doing business, and is promptly just murdered.
I guess that his murder by the model at the end was to add extra weight to really establish, oh shit, she's the really evil one. But that character was barely in the movie too. She just popped up a handful of times. It was like, who?
Dude, what? We needed more of that shit. Do you think her grandmother is the old lady from Drag Me to Hell?
Why not? With the weird tooth and
Isn't that Marvel Universe?
100%. It's the Sam Raimi
supposed to be a new universe. Drag Me to Hell. You did see that, right?
I didn't like Drag Me to Hell as much as some. I didn't.
Oh, I'm sad for you.
Now, that being said, I did enjoy Send Help. If you haven't, Sam Raimi's latest that came out in January with Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, I thought was a fun time. So check that out.
All right.
Add that to the list.
Add that to the list. Get rid of Ghost Story.
So, thank you very much. You can find us all over the social media landscape. We're on TikTok, Instagram, we're on Blue Sky, we're on Threads. You can also find us on YouTube if you want to see our smiling faces.
Yay.
Yay. You can also email us the podcast that wouldn't die at Gmail. You're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finer podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
Who really am down to little media. I'm on Instagram. I am the Cult of Aaron. Join the cult. I have artwork at First Dibs and Artsy, which I need to send an invoice to get paid for those 4 pictures that I sold. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Woohoo!
Buy some art.
Good stuff. As you know, we like to include our friends and family's thoughts and feelings across the social media landscape. Aaron, what are the streets saying?
All right, this is in regards to the hand that rocks the cradle.
Okay.
And it said the nanny who's supposed to protect the family becomes the biggest threat inside the house. And MFD Euro symbol L writes, I was there. And Dank Diva, she was so scary when you look at that story. Her and that man, the doctor, deserve each other. They both were nuts. I'm
Fair.
like, yep. Facts.
Fair. Good stuff. Next week, we're going back in time to, what year did this come out? 1978. 1978. Ooh. We're talking about The Fury, which stars Kirk Douglas, Amy Irving, John Cassavetes, Charles Durning, Andrew Stevens. It's an all-star cast, god damn it.
I do like some John Cassavetes, Absolutely. Rosemary's Baby.
Absolutely. So check out The Fury. Where, you ask? Well, if you have a Fubo subscription, it is there. But
Fubo used to be free, not free anymore.
Not free at all. For the rest of us, you're paying full freight. $3.99 on Prime, Apple TV, YouTube, Fandango. The list goes on and on. You could buy it for $12.99, but I'm not doing that. And I don't expect anybody else to. So, The Fury.
Quite frankly, for $3.99, that should give us a lifetime supply of Andrew Stevens.
I definitely agree. And frankly, just the cost. The cost has given me the fury, if I'm being honest with you. So, check out The Fury. Send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and we may talk about it on the show. So, thank you very much, and be well.
Be well.